Right, we are here then for the Tier 4 race at Miami tonight in Ufrl. As you can see, we have 14 driving for tonight. Just check from last week who won the race. So at Abu Dhabi, the winner was Unfitted Noise, then DD Friend came P2. But we'll just wait then. It is full qualifying, but with the 14 drivers, effectively Q1 will be a practice session, but people can opt to retire from it if they want to. But also don't forget, if you do retire your car, like as in crashing out in Q1, you won't be able to participate in Q2 or 3, so you may just want to be a bit careful in Q1. Like on a personal basis, I would not be pushing my car in the first qualifying session, that's for sure. So I'm just gonna see, just get up the the driver standings. So yeah, with Unfitted Noise moving up then to Tier 3, I think. So DD Friend is leading the way, 4 points ahead of John Ramble, who is racing tonight. Hockey Iceman P3. So there you go, those are your top 3 ahead of tonight. You've got Fido Jr., Shudson, Slater and Wizard Arrow all finished last week's race in the top 7. The rest all DNF'd or did not race at all. So now we've just started qualifying, so we're just going to get everything sorted out. Just see who the first driver to go out on track will be. Looks like it will be Canucks in the Alpine. And obviously it's a combined Constructors' Championship this season, so it'd be interesting. I know McLaren were leading the way from the first week. They've only got the one tonight, Fido Jr. But AlphaTauri, I think, is it DD Friend is in the AlphaTauri tonight. In the Red Bull you've got Hockey Iceman and Slater, so Red Bull well represented for tonight's race. My team are Ferrari, we've got both Shudson and Wakanda Forever involved. So we'll see who the front runners tonight will be, but I'm hopeful everyone will use a bit of common sense not to push your car too much. As we're just watching the outlaps at the moment. Yeah, so there's 19 corners in total. I think obviously the back straight will be crucial to get your times, and you've also got the there's 2 DRS zones here, and I figured out during my race my wings was too high even in the intermediate conditions, so I really had to tone that down during the race, because I started it off about 19-18 wings in inters, thinking that would be okay, but it clearly wasn't. I struggled in the DRS straights. As Canucks runs wide but does not invalidate his lap. I think quite often drivers are able to somehow run wider but do not invalidate. I did figure that one out as well. I was surprised, to be honest. I would have thought running wide there would almost be a certain validation, but it's not. So I'm just going to get the stream up now. Check for any comments or anything. So Canucks now on the back straight, and we'll try and see if we can switch to, I believe it is the Red Bull behind. Is he on a lap? No, it won't be. I think it might be John Ramble. be the next car, but we'll see what Canucks can deliver the first time in Tier 4 tonight at Miami. Who turns 18 and 19, and Canucks takes a 1:30.8. And that is the first official time. And now John Ramble is not John Ramble, is his teammate, which is Betty Boy's only on an outlap. What about the other Ferrari? It is Wakanda Forever. Can he take P1? No, he will take P2, 1:31.6. Judson is on a lap. John Ramble having a bit of a struggle. The next one will be DD Friend then. Strong in terms of finishing last week. Let's see, can he keep it up here at Miami? We'll come into the 30s. It'll be a 1:30.6. Does go just over a tenth quicker than Canucks in the Alpine. So DD Friend in the AlphaTauri, first place at the moment. Now follow that up with the McLaren of Fido Jr. Getting through the last couple of corners. Fido Jr. will come in with a 32.7. P4 at the moment. Must have made a couple of mistakes through that lap. Well, that's Judson. Can he go P1? He'll go P5, 34.7. So an invalidation from Manam. What about Hockey? He's on the back straight. We'll see if anyone else is potentially going quicker. Hockey is not on a flying lap, so we will switch then to, let's see, Bratty Boy. Just finishing on the back straight now, about to finish his lap. Can he get himself into the top 3 potentially? It's a 31.5 and he does go P3. Hockey Iceman on the intermediate conditions, which I'm still in the belief that is not allowed in this league. In dry conditions you do actually have to go on dry tyres, so Slater and Hockey Iceman both in the Red Bull may, I would say if Mr. P is watching, he may want to have a quick word with those two. I think, is it Mr. P who's teammates, or who's in the Red Bull this season? I know Red Bull was in the Red Bull, so if he's watching he may want to have a quick word. Manam in the Williams. As Jay Francis goes into the top 6. Looks a little bit of a struggle there for Manam. An Alpine has gone completely off track. It's not Canucks. That would have been Nick who would have gone completely off track. John Ramble does set a time, it's a 1:50.6, obviously not opting to push at all, no point. So with 15 drivers in the session, they will all make it through to Q2, providing there is no, I think that was just a retirement in the pit lane from Wakanda, and I'm presuming a few drivers going in the pits now will also do the same thing. And it wouldn't surprise me if a few drivers do just take the opportunity, stay on the same set of soft tyres and just run a few laps on them. It wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, especially if you haven't got much practice in today. Looks like Nick just having a few struggles at the moment though. Yeah, the two Ferraris both opting to retire from Q1, Manam also, without setting a time. Nick, just be careful, don't need to push too much here in Q1. And just get your car back into the pits, or just stay out even, just get a bit more practice onto the track. Probably help you out a bit, to be honest. There's no forcing to retire from Q1 here, you can keep going for as long as you want, but just avoid the risk of DNFing your car effectively. And Nick does indeed opt to stay out. I was finding quite often during my practice runs before Tuesday's race that like turn 17 I was really running a bit wide quite often. I fixed it up during the race, but it's a bit of a struggle after the back straight. Of course, you've got the S's early on in the lap as well, which Nick's just gone through. So I do wonder if the drivers in the pits at the moment will opt to retire from Q1. And who knows, 50 Gent, if we do go the full distance in Q1, there's a chance that 50 Gent may be able to get back for like the end of Q2. I think he said he'll be back for about 8:30. So he may still get a chance to get 1 or 2 laps in for the next qualifying session. Unless everyone opts to retire before the end of Q1. But one thing I wouldn't do is I would certainly not use 2 sets of soft tyres. Just use the 1 set. Even if you're practicing 5, 6 laps, whatever it may be, just use the 1 set of soft tyres. Don't want to waste another set, do you? So Wizard Arrow also out on the track at the moment. We're back with Fido Jr. just getting a few laps in, 4 laps on these soft tyres. Which I think is quite reasonable, to be honest. Fair enough. Looks like yellow flags with the Alpine of Nick. After the S's, looks like he made contact with the wall as well. And Nick is the newest addition, because he literally only just officially joined before, I think it was within the last hour he joined. So Nick probably wouldn't have had much practice here at Miami for this race. So if I'm Nick, I am definitely wanting to just get a few laps in for qualifying. And it might be better even to do it as well in Q2, just to keep practicing the track. The more laps you get in, the better you'll get at it. So the thing is with Miami, because your wings effectively do have to be quite low, it is difficult at times through certain parts of the track, with the S's in particular, and also through the tight chicane. Like, some may just be purely running single digits for both wings. Anyways, we're down to the last 5 runners for Q1. The thing, actually, I've just clocked everyone who did opt to retire. I don't really think there was a point entirely, because 50 Gent is not going to retire from Q1 given he's not here. So I think we will be running for the full duration of Q1, coming to think of it. But at least it was a good opportunity to have a little bit of a break before we officially start qualifying. And of course we'll have the 5-minute break after the 3rd and final qualifying session before the race starts. So Wizard now heading into the pits, and Fido Jr. as well. Fido Jr. actually coming back out onto the track. think on the same soft tyres. I think when we get to Q2 then we will start to recognise who the potential front runners could be. I think going with the Q1 times isn't ideal given it is effectively just practice runs. Obviously I'm going to be a bit biased and hope my Ferrari teammates can do well, but beyond that I just want a good race, to be honest. Some good racing is what we like to see. Let's see, Philo Jr. just coming around the final corner as well. So we've got 3.5 minutes remaining. I am taking the presumption as well that nobody retired or like hitting the wall or anything like that. Go Red Bull. Oh, there you go, we've got a Red Bull, mate. And there you go, Hockey, you may want to mention to Slater as well. It is in the league rules that you shouldn't be going on intermediates on a dry track, effectively. So just stick to the dry tyres when it is a dry track like this. But yeah, no worries, mate. But have a good session as well. Hope you do well in qualifying, and then look forward to the race as well. It should be fine now. You've already been out anyways, and it's not like you can go back out. You've already retired from the session, so it doesn't matter. And you'll be back in for Q2 as well, so... Well, obviously you would have to set a time if you want to make it into the top 10. Philo Jr. just gone quickest to 130.6, just goes about half a tenth ahead of DD Friend in the AlphaTauri. But again, it's a bit early to suggest who the front runners will be. But then again, Philo Jr. I think he will be a bit of a contender to be up there, to be honest. Knowing his pace is reasonable at least. I would suggest maybe Jay Francis could be up there. And it's just going by people who I have seen enough of as well. There are quite a few I haven't seen much of, so I can't really base any opinions on them. We are down to the final minute, so it will just be Philo Jr. then, because everyone else is in the pit. So hopefully Philo Jr. will just go straight into the pits, and then as soon as that 40 seconds counts down we will move on to Q2. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Come on, Philo Jr. Head to the pits, mate. Head to the pits. Good boy, Philo Jr. We love a bit of that, eh? Oh, why is it? Wait, hang on. Aston Martin's deciding to head out. Who is the Aston Martin? Yo. Okay. Hopefully, even though the Aston Martin is going out, I don't know if it's Bratty Boy or John Ramble. Hopeful that we can still just move straight on to Q2. Miami isn't for contenders, it's for survivors. Yeah. Very true. Anyways, so we do move straight on then to Q2. And we'll just double check. It was all the drivers. Who was P14? Someone was P14, but anyways. Let's see if I can check anything with the race director. Was it Minan maybe? Nope, he is listed. Okay, well someone was P14, but there you go. Now it's where the fun starts. We will lose 5 drivers from Q2. So effectively our 18-minute practice session is done. Although not much practice for the Ferraris I see, and also a few other teams. But the Red Bulls as well. So yeah, Ferrari and Red Bull didn't get the best practice in for those 18 minutes, but now here we go to Q2. And I would suggest that Fido Jr. got a good amount of practice in for his McLaren. Nobody, I don't think anyone retired. Oh, hang on. One driver did retire. Who would it have been? So someone was P14, but they are not in this session, so they must have actually retired. DNF'd, hitting a wall. Didn't quite pick it up, unfortunately. Just trying to maybe have a look, see who was in the attendance and who's missing. Actually, I might see if I can have a look at that. Try and see which driver is out. It's not. No. Right, let's get a tier for attendance. Wait, we did only have 14. Oh, I thought we had 15. Okay, maybe it was just a 14 then. Because it had 50 Gent P15, that's what I was looking at, I think. I could have sworn we had 15 drivers. Let's see who's missing. So Slater is here, 50 Gent is here, John Ramble is here, Jay Francis is here, Wizard is here, Fido Jr. is here, Hockey is in, Canucks is in, DD Friend is in, Wakanda is in, Minam is in, Ratty Boy is in, Shudson is in, and Nick is in. So we do actually have all the drivers. I'm not sure why the game put a 50 Gent P15 though, but regardless. Let's get everything sorted out then. As DD Friend then starts his Q2 lap, and this is where it will get a little bit bitey, a little bit tasty as he does one ride. And we'll just spot the Ferrari and the Red Bull behind. How is he through the tricky S's then? Very close on the curb. Oh, and now he spins. And now just wants to make sure he's out of the way. And he is. It will be Wakanda. He will be the next driver. I don't think he got impacted by the AlphaTauri of DD Friend. DD Friend just needs to ensure now he does stay out of the way of other drivers behind who are on their hot laps. Which I think by the looks of it he's doing, as Wakanda now goes for a spin. So we've all switched over to Slater in the Red Bull. And now on the back straight then. Let's see what Slater can deliver. This will be the first proper hot lap then. There was a lack of significance in Q1, but there's not anything similar to that now. It is very significant. You need to get into the top 10, and let's see what Slater can deliver in the Red Bull. Just goes through turns 18 and turns 19, and a 31.5 is the first time. And it is a 1:30.9 for Minam as well. And Canucks goes quicker, 1:30.5. Let's see, Fido Jr. got plenty of practice in Q1. And now set to 1:30.6, and just behind Canucks goes Fido Jr. Slater goes P4. Your Wakanda DD friend down in over 2 minutes, of course, following their spins. And Nick goes P5, 32.4. Just check in with John Rambles. He is going through turns 17, 18, 19. Let's see how we can get on. Looks like he'll just be off for pace a little bit, and it will be a 32.8. Goes into P6 at the moment. So the 8 runners who have all set a time, but DD friend just wants to be a bit careful. Doesn't want to hit the wall too much. I would doubt anyone is still on a flying lap, but we will see. So Hockey will be the next one to go on a flying lap, but Bertie Boy is on a flying lap in the Aston Martin. So I do just want to double check with Wakanda and DD friend. It looks like if anyone is on a lap, it may be Wakanda, but I'm not certain, so I will stick back then with Bertie Boy in the Aston Martin. As Minam and Slater both opt to head into the pits then, as does Canucks, currently P1. Got Fido Jr. just behind, also opting for the pits. And Wakanda staying out, so what can Wakanda deliver? He goes quickest! It's a 1:30 flat from Wakanda forever. And the Scuderia Ferrari on provisional pole at the moment just for Q2. And now we'll go with the first of the 2 Aston Martins is John Ramble on a flying lap. I don't think he is, no, so he's heading into the pit, so we will go then with Bertie Boys. He is now heading into turn 17. Let's see how it gets on. Just going to the curb, and nicely done. Turns 18 and 19 now for John Ramble in the Aston Martin, and he delivers, and it's a 29.9, and he goes quickest, just ahead of Wakanda. It's all about getting into the top 10, but it is Bertie Boy and Wakanda who look the 2 quickest thus far. And now Hockey Iceman in the Red Bull. This will be his first time to deliver, and he may actually deliver P1. Will he indeed? He does, 129.7. And it is about 2.5 tenths separating Hockey Iceman, Bertie Boy and Wakanda, all in the top 3. And Jay Francis on his flying lap in the Mercedes may as well be a leading contender too. But let's see what he can deliver. Of course, it's all about how you can be consistent at certain tracks. Miami can at times prove a challenge. I think you also want to make sure you're fueled up alright as well to get you through the in-lap as well. You don't really want to have a lack of fuel whilst you're trying to get out of everyone's way. But anyways, let's see with Jay Francis. See, it's just going to come up to the chicane in a couple of corners now. Let's see. That's nice. He may have wanted to touch the second part of the curb just a little bit more. But let's see what the Mercedes can deliver. Opts to not take the toe from the Red Bull. And now Jay Francis coming around, may have slightly tapped the wall, possibly. But Jay Francis delivers with a 1:30.9, goes P7. May have to set another time. I think he will. What about Shudson? Going to set his first official Q2 time in the Ferrari then. His teammate up into P3. Now round turn 17, nicely done. Could take a wider exit though. But regardless, we'll see with Shudson. It's 130.7 does go into the top 6. I also think when you are doing the qualifying runs, you may want to consider through the final corner just going onto the curb, as in the inner curb. If you do that, you could probably gain just a bit more time as Bretty Boy retires. Where's his car on the track? Or does he do it in the pits possibly? There is an Aston Martin in the pit, so I think he has just done that in the pit lane. Anyways, now I am going to get the stream chat back on. Ah, okay. Got it. Cool. Spectate Manam when he's on a flyer. Okay, I will... As in now. He's just started it though. But for now, because it is just about getting into the top 10, so it is focusing on those who are just outside it or in and around it. Manam at the moment would be one of those. But the two main ones right now would be DD Friend and Wizard Arrow, who goes into the top 3 with a 129.9. So that should be enough, plain sailing, to set him into the third and final qualifying session. DD Friend is not on a flying lap. So we will now cross over to Manam in the Williams then. Oh, he goes straight on and invalidates his lap though. So, failing to successfully guide his car into the chicane. And he'll have to make a decision then how much ERS. Doesn't have enough ERS really, and he hasn't turned off hot lap mode as well, so the best thing for him would be to head back into the pits. Let's see if he does. He does indeed go back into the pits. So, see you now with Fido Jr. So I'm thinking right now, if you're P5 downwards, you probably want to do another lap. I think the top 4 should be safe. And we'll just see, as we'll go then with Slater. He's heading into the pits. What about Canucks also going into the pit lane? I think a 130.5 may just be enough going by the times that we've seen so far, but to make sure you do certainly make it through, you might want to do another time. But Fido Jr., let's see, goes P5, 130.5, and he does edge Canucks and Slater. And all the practice he done in Q1 may just be coming to good work for the McLaren. What about 50 Gent then? He is here, and he is here with a P5 set time, 130.0, and that will be enough surely to secure place into Q3. As Fido Jr. is just ensuring he is out of the way of the Aston Martin. Wants to be a bit careful. And it is an Aston Martin of John Rambo who was not on a lap time, and off 50 Gent who has just finished his lap again. Fair enough. Wants to be careful though, because you can get disqualified from the session if you are like too slow or stopping on the track or whatever they decide. Although I do wonder, is he out of fuel? I think that's the problem. I think he is out of fuel, and this is going to be a race for Fido Jr. to get back in and not get in the way of other drivers. So he is potentially in a bit of trouble. Like, yeah, this is very dangerous. And this is why you just need to ensure you are fueled up for 1 lap or for 2 laps, however many laps you think you're going to do. Unfortunately for Fido Jr., he's not fueled himself enough for the amount of laps that he's done. And hopefully for his sake, and also other drivers' sake, he does not get in the way of anyone. But at the moment, I think, with the nearest car to him being Jay Francis, who is well away and now it's DD Friend, Fido Jr. should be okay from now to the end until he gets into the pits. But it's about whether that 130.5 is enough to get through to Q3. Currently P6, but see if likes DD Friend and John Ramble can improve their times. John Ramble won't be improving on this lap. And we'll now see then as DD Friend is around the final corner. Thankfully he is 20 seconds up as John Ramble has retired from the session. Two Aston Martins both retiring, but John Ramble will not qualify for Q3, whereas his teammate Bretty Boy will make it through to Q3. But let's see DD Friend, can he get himself into the top 10? And it's a 130.2 and he goes P12. So still not quite enough. Needs to gain probably at least about half a second, you would imagine. Jay France is also P11. Oh, and the Mercedes is out of the session. And he has binned it there and he won't make it through as well. So Jay Francis is out. Nick, now into the pits, is out. What about DD Friend? Is he the last hopeful? And with him being the last hopeful, no ERS potentially. Let's see. Is he out of DD? Nope, so he is out as well. So, Minam is through. Shudson is through. They do not need to finish their laps. Jay Francis, DD Friend, Nick and John Ramble all out in Q2. And therefore Shudson and Minam just edging through to Q3. And by the way, Minam by 1,000th of a second ahead of Jay Francis. I think Shudson did want to confirm his status, and he is P6 with a 130.3. So he secured his place comfortably into Q3 in the end. But Minam heading into the pits, possibly, I don't actually think he was aware though. I think he also may have run out of fuel, just judging by how slowly he was going though. But there you go, so Minam by the smallest of margins, edging out Jay Francis in the Mercedes. And it will be Jay Francis, DD Friend, Nick and John Ramble failing to advance into Q3. So we've got the two Ferraris both into Q3. I think you've got the two Red Bulls of Hockey and Slater also through. Is it the two Williams of Wizard Arrow and Minam? And then let's see who everyone else is. So you've got one Aston Martin, one Alfa Romeo, one McLaren and one Alpine. But there you go, so the top 10 shootout, Hockey Iceman, the quickest in Q2, 129.7. Bretty Boy in P2, Wakanda Forever, and it does look like the Ferraris have potential to deliver here. Wizard Arrow P4, 50 Gent P5, Shudson in P6, Vito Jr. P7 in the lone McLaren, Canucks P8 in the Alpine, the Red Bull Slater P9 and Minam by 1,000th of a second in the Williams advancing through. So it's now all about who can take advantage in Q3. So who is the favourite for pole position? Is it Hockey Iceman or can another driver deliver? So just to wait these 30 seconds, I'm just going to get a quick drink before the start of this session. Right. Yeah, there does tend to be a difference when you are on the softs versus the hards. Like, with your car being so light versus a heavy car. But then, I'm not sure how ideal that would be if we do get a late safety car. If, you know, would you go onto the soft tyres or would you just think the soft tyres won't work? anyways, just as we are starting Q3 though, I will mention, so we do still have spaces in our tiers remaining for UFRL. If you are keen on joining a league, feel free to write a message in the chat and someone will hook you up into our Discord channel. So we have the Monday to Thursday nights at 8 o'clock UK time. They are tiers 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then we have our Saturday night league. There's a 7:30 and a 10 o'clock one. We will hopefully be getting the Friday night league up and running at some point, and that will be a 100% quality and race. So there are a lot of things to look forward to in UFRL for this season. So we'll just wait then, as we are, yeah, evening Shudson mate. Good to see you in Q3 tonight. Both Ferraris looking very nice indeed. So, yeah, the 2 Ferraris, 2 Williams, 2 Red Bulls, and then the rest have the lone car in Q3. So which duo will look best for the session? Will it be Red Bull, will it be Ferrari, or will it be Williams? As we will now go on board with Wakanda. Nope, there won't be Wakanda. It will be 50 Gent, who I think is the lead car. Yellow flags. So nobody has retired, thankfully. By the looks of the track, it was either the Alpine or the Red Bull. So a 30.7 from 50 Gent then. And this is where your low wings are going to be of major importance through the straights, and where if you have 2 high wings then you're going to lose a lot of time and you will probably struggle quite a bit. Perhaps that is the most you can cut that corner at all before they give you an invalidation through the first part of the chicane. But anyways, onto the back straight then, 50 Gent. I think if you do want to get into pole position, you want to make sure you're in the 29s. So let's see who can get themselves into the 29s. Will 50 Gent be the first one to do so? Or even quicker? Nope, he will go into the 29s. 29.5, which I think was quickest of all the times we've seen so far. Wizard Arrow goes P2, 29.9. And Wakanda, 130.1, P3. Slater goes P4. Manam now goes P4, 130.2. Plays a 131.2 for Slater. You now got Hockey Iceman in the Red Bull. Coming through now, what can he deliver? He was quickest in Q2 and he now goes second fastest in Q3, a 129.8, 3/10 short of 50 Gent, who has looked very quick with his second lap in the entirety of qualifying so far, as Shudson does indeed do as I suggested in terms of just pushing his car through the first part of the chicane, and therefore takes an invalidation. Sadly, if you do cut that part of the track, you will always get a warning effectively. So if you do that in a race, don't want to do it too often, just once or twice. Shudson will head into the pits. Will anybody else stay out? What? So Bretty Boy is about to start his flying lap, but will anyone stay out? 50 Gent goes into the pits. Wizard Arrow into the pits. I'm guessing Wakanda will also go into the pits, so we will therefore just go straight on with Bretty Boy then in the Aston Martin, a full flying lap, I think, providing no one else is on the flying lap, which I don't think they are. Hockey Iceman is still on track, but I think he'll be going into the pits. I'm pretty sure on that one. I will just double check with you. Oh no, oh he is, okay. Alright, so, back then with the Aston Martin. He's just got through the S's. And sector 1, 30.5. The potential for the Aston Martin then. So I think that 30.5 was it quicker than 50 gents sector 1 time. Let's see them coming up now to the tricky chicane. I do think lost a bit of time through there. But let's see 103.9 then through sector 2 onto the back straight. Hits 206 miles per hour. And now coming through turn 17, turn 18, and now into turn 19. Let's see his time. Will he go quickest of all? And he goes 1:29.6, goes P2. Not quite evading 50 gents time, and that is currently your top 10 in the order. The bottom 3 yet to set a time. As Fido Jr. is just about to start his flying lap then. And it will now be a full lap for the McLaren. There's 50 Gent, Dirty Boy, Hockey Iceman and Wizard Arrow, all in the top 4, all setting a sub 130. You got Wakanda, Menam, both just above the 130s, Slater with a 131.2. Still waiting Shudson, Canucks, and on board here with Fido Jr. We also know that Canucks is directly behind on a flying lap, so we'll see if we can switch over to him. I think what I'll do, I'll watch Fido Jr. through chicane, and then I'll quickly jump onto Canucks to see how he gets himself through there. Very tight to the wall, Fido Jr. And here he is through the chicane, very fortunate to not invalidate. How about Canucks? Okay, I think Canucks just took it perhaps slightly better, but although Canucks not quite as quick in comparison to Fido Jr. through sectors 1 and 2 so far, as there is a Red Bull ahead who has gone off track, wants to be careful. But now Fido Jr. will come through. Is in the 20, no, he's a 30.2 and goes P7. And Canucks now goes P9, 31.3, just behind Slater. Oh, Shutton's retired from a session, loses his wheel. And that will be the Ferrari starting from P10. And Dirty Boy not gaining on time. What about Wakanda Forever then? Just through the chicane now. And he is 1.2 seconds gaining, and it could be potential for the Ferrari to be on provisional pole position. And at the moment he could be set to get into the 28s, potentially. But let's see for Wakanda through turn 17 then. I say it looks nice so far. It is on the curb, he does do that, and it is a 28.7. He goes 8 tenths quicker than 50 Gent into P1. A super time, a super effort by the Scuderia Ferrari. And so far, he will take pole position. Can anyone challenge that? Menam gaining 2.5 tenths in the Williams. Can he get himself into the 29s? Into the chicane, and he may even gain more time here. Oh, he hits a wall. Still up on time, but is potential front wing damage going to cost Menam an improvement on his time? And it looks like it is. Although he may have seen the yellow flags are out, but Menam not continuing with that time. So he was gaining, but did collide with the wall. Canucks, not sure, I think Canucks did gain a bit on time now actually, 130.9. P8 then for the Alpine. Menam on a lap Wizard Arrow just coming through now. P5, okay. So, did Nick get an invite back? Well, we'll have a look at the end of qualifying. We can, as Wizard Arrow spins round through Sector 1. Manam losing 3/10 at the moment. There are yellow flags. It looks like the Red Bull of hockey. Oh! And Wizard Arrow still looks like he's in the session, but having some real struggles through Sector 1. We will go back then with Hockey Iceman. He won't have an improvement this lap, but this will be his final flying lap, I believe. Yet with 40 seconds of the session remaining. So Wakanda will not improve. 50 Gent not improving. Bratty Boy also not improving. So those are all in the pits, as are Fido Jr. and Slater. Shudson retired, so it is just down to 4 drivers. Hockey Iceman then into Sector 1, and there is a pit stop. It is going to be for Canucks. And it is now just down to the 2 drivers of Wizard Arrow who will not improve his time. So it is all down to Hockey Iceman. Currently P4 was quickest in Q2. Can he take pole position, which would be an astounding pole position from Wakanda, who was set in a ferocious time? As, oh no, an invalidation for Hockey Iceman, and that will be qualifying done. It will be Wakanda forever, taking it in the Ferrari. A 1:28.7, superb time. And then it is 50 Gent P2, Bretty Boy P3. They are off the pace to the Ferrari. It will be interesting if Wakanda can keep it up. And then you've got Hockey Iceman P4 in the Red Bull. They got Wizard, Minam, Fido Jr., Canuck, Slater, and the Ferrari of Shudson. But there you go. The 2 Ferraris, P1 and P10. Possibly may play a split strategy, and also not certain on the weather conditions. Wakanda would have got top 5 in Tier 3 with that time. Wow. Yeah, very nicely done. To be honest, I'm thinking to myself, that wasn't far off my time. I think I did I'm trying to think, 28.4 was it? In Tier 2, so 28.7, very nicely done. But I think like he literally went at 100% of his pace though, potentially. And that's how you set a perfect time. It's just about now whether can he keep up the consistency for the race. But regardless, I'm going to see if it would allow me to invite Nick back in. I do hope by that session will start in 20 seconds. That's just the tyre allocations. Game, please say it's just the tyre allocations. I think it is. I really hope it is. But it's not letting me press the pause button, so I'm sure it is. Let's see. I think it is, with 0 seconds left. Hoping everybody does know it is the 5-minute break now. And we'll go, don't know if it's been posted in the lobby. Let's see if it's been posted then. 9:00 PM. Cool. Was Nick? I don't know. I think I can invite him now. There. Okay, I've invited Nick into the lobby then. we will now have a little look at the... And there you go, Nick is in. First time never worked for the race director, so we'll go second time. Just see if anybody does opt to change from the hard tyres. At the moment, nobody has done that. And actually, we can do on the mediums. And actually, Shudson is now starting P9. Did somebody get a penalty? 50 gents starting at the back. And somebody is pressed to ready up early. Oh no. Why do people do this? Jesus. But to be honest with you, I think with it being 8:57, I think we'll probably have to go, sadly. Oh, Jay Francis has opted for the soft tyres. Let's see if everybody is here. It looks like... Oh, maybe everyone is here. I think everyone is moving, so... Oh. Was that Aston Martin? Was it an Aston... Was it the Williams, or... Jay Francis disqualified, so maybe Jay Francis wasn't moving for the line. It will be a lobby restart. And I will actually... And I also think, if we do the lobby restart, I think 50 Gent should surely be able to start in his actual position, right? I believe. I can't remember where he qualified. But 50 Gent shouldn't be starting P14. He didn't qualify there. I'm trying to remember where did 50 Gent qualify? I'm on the Discord chat at the moment. I'm not on the Twitch chat. Let's see if anybody comments on there. 2 seconds. Lobby restart. Okay. Does anyone remember where 50 Gent qualified? Second. There you go. Cool, cool, cool. Alright then. Now we will be leaving. And we will be, I will have to restart the lobby. If anybody does have the full... Did I take a screenshot of it? I hope I did. Knowing me, I probably didn't. Let's see though. But anyways, most important thing is to get this all sorted out. Right. We're gonna go custom long. Also we need to check the weather. Was it still a dry race? If anybody can confirm, please. Dry. Cool, cool, cool. I think that's okay. There you go. Now let's go with the invites. Fido. Hope I'm not inviting people who's already in, but either way I just want to get people into the lobby. And then I need to check where everybody is positioned. Let's see if I did get a screenshot of it. Nope, I'm stupid. I didn't get a screenshot of it. Let's hope it's in the Is it in the Discord chat? So now I'll just invite everyone else. So Canucks, DD Friend is in, 50 Gent is in, Hockey is in, Jake Francis is in, John Ramble is not in. Minam, I'll just invite. Wouldn't shock me if some people are still going, by the way. Stop the stream and go back. Yeah. Okay. I will be back in just a moment.